5 words, the Zohar Kaddish says, Netzach rechimoy debanoi l'rechimoy dedina. That Hashem loves his justice, ani Hashem ohev mishpat, but there's something that Hashem loves more than his mishpat. More than you do the time, you do the crime. Netzach, what conquers the love that he has for din? The love that he has for his children. Right? Is that clear? Netzach, rechimoy dedina, rechimoy debanoi l'rechimoy dedina. The love that Hashem has for his children conquers the love that he has for justice. And there's another 7 words, Zohar Kaddish, which is amazing. Shivcha da'asa me'asar rechika. The praise that comes from far away. Kriva yatir is more precious. Lagabe malka, for the king. So if somebody comes and gives the king praise, and he's from the court, it's very nice. But somebody from far away, somebody that had a big war with the king, and even he comes and he gives praise to the king, that's very precious. Shivcha da'asa ma'asar rechika. Praise that comes from a faraway place. Kriva yatir is very precious. Lagabe malka, before the king. And that's the chizuk that we should have. Some people feel, Rosh HaShana, I want to run away. And the last place I want to be is in shul. So they should know it works counterintuitive. The further you are away from Hashem a whole year, the more precious it is when you show up to shul. Hashem says, wow, look who came. Rosh Hashanah is about being machtir, inauguration of the Malchus of Hashem. And when you come, and Hashem says, whoa, we're in a war already for many months. He has tinus on me, he's in pain, she's upset at me, and we're like at odds. She's not on the Me'atzes Kedai Le'atayra, she's from far away. And she came, look, she came for Tekiyah Shofar, she came for Musaf, she came to Daven. Wow, so look how beautiful the religion is. It's the exact opposite of what many people think. Many people picture Hashem as angry and mean, and if you're not as holy as Reb Chaim Kanievsky, there's no place for you, and if you sin, Hashem doesn't understand you, doesn't want you, and that's it. And really, says the Nesiv Shalom, brings these 2 Zohar HaKadosh, it's a Zohar, that it shows you the opposite. The whole fundamental chinuch that we have in us is wrong. Avada, we have to not sin. But if we sin and we struggle and we're challenged, and then we show up for the inauguration of Hashem, Hashem says, wow, his tefillah is more precious to me. Even more precious than the ones who are close to me, because he came from far away, emotionally far away. Says the Nesiv Shalom, amazing, amazing example. There was once a guy, and they told him, you're the lucky soldier. You're going to go out 5 miles out of the city, and you're going to wait for the king to come. And you're going to be the first person on behalf of our city to greet the king. He goes outside, and he's waiting for the king. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It's boiling hot. He's in his uniform. He's schmaltzing. He's dripping. He sees right next to him a little brook, a little stream. Gives a little feel. He says, wow, it's cool, refreshing water. He looks far away. He doesn't see any king. Right away, takes off all his clothing, jumps into the stream. He refreshes himself, and all of a sudden he hears, the king is there. The whole procession is there. The carriage stops by the stop sign or whatever sign that he put up for the welcome, and the king comes out, and all the king's horses and all the king's men are with him. And now this poor little soldier is in the brook, up with the water till here, and he's looking out, and he's like, what does he do? What would you do? He's thinking to himself, I'm embarrassed. What am I supposed to do? He's not wearing any clothing. I'm supposed to walk outside and go to the king? On the other hand, he says, how can I miss this opportunity? How can I miss the opportunity to give kavod to this king? My whole life I'm looking up to him. It's the greatest moment of my life. I should just take a deep breath and go underwater. I should swim away. I should miss this. I can't miss it. I don't care about my own self-respect. I don't care what I'm going to look like. I can't miss this. And he gets out in front of everybody, and he stands by the king, dripping wet, without any clothing. The king was a wise king, says the Nesiv Shalom. He knew that this soldier, he understood what happened. He realized that this soldier was somehow caught off guard and caught with his pants down, as they say, literally. And he understood that this soldier had a choice. That the soldier would have said, could have said, I'm not going to embarrass myself. But he realized this soldier was willing to give up of his own dignity because that's how much he loves me and respects me. He went over to him, and not only he appreciated him, not only he was so proud and so impressed with him, he gave him a medal of honor. I don't know where he pinned it. Gave him a medal of honor. Says the Nesiv Shalom, L'leiv hayidei amaras nafshay, to a heart that knows the bitterness of his soul, umatzavay hashafel, and his lowness, his low situation. It's so hard to skip over the past and to show up Rosh HaShana Yom Kippur. We know all the Averis. We know we were supposed to do tshuva. There was an Elul. We were supposed to wake up when we heard the shofar. There was supposed to be. But Lamaisa, this is me the way that I am. And he says, the answer is, you have to be like that soldier. That even though you don't want to be there, even though you want to run away, you should remember what the Zohar HaKadosh said. Shivcha da'asa ma'asar rechika. Those who are far away, their praise to Hashem when they daven to Hashem and they say HaMelech, their praise to Hashem is even more precious than all the frumies who are frum and doing the right thing a whole year. They're taka right, and Hashem wants the frum people also, by the way. But the worse you behave, the more struggles you had, the more precious you are to Hashem. You're going to go in and you're going to say, oh, but there's so much din. I'm so scared of all this judgment. Hashem loves judgment, but remember we learned the 5 words. Netzach, rechimoy debanoi lerechimoy dedina. Hashem loves one thing more than his din. He loves his children. Hashem decided to call us children because he knew that that's unconditional. It's a love she'eina tluya b'davar ve'eina b'teila la'olam. And you parents know more than anybody in the world how far your love can stretch. If the person causing you this amount of expense and agmas nefesh was anyone else other than your child, you would have said bye-bye a long time ago. So you're bringing out the love that Hashem has for us, because Hashem said, Kirachem av abanim, the way that parents love their children, that's the way I'm going to love each and every one of you. And you're showing Hashem, look, our neighbor said, give up on the kid. Our relative said, crazy kid, sign him off, delete, Control Alt Delete. And you're saying no, because a parent, a Torah parent, never ever will give up on their child, because you're using the midas of Hashem, the midas of netzach rechimoy debanu l'rechimoy dedina. Of course I have rules. How many of you did the contracts with the kid as if you're an enemy? We're going to sign a contract. You're going to do this, and if you don't do this, you're not going to get that. Rules are beautiful. Boundaries are wonderful. Consequences, gewaldig. And then what happens if it doesn't work? So that's where the world splits from us. The world says, you negotiated a contract. It was signed. He had his lawyers. You had your lawyers. He signed it. It was notarized. And that's it. Very important that he should know the consequences of his actions. This little confused, lost kid in tremendous pain. We have to teach him consequences. That's our job of a parent. The Torah says, the Zohar HaKadosh says, Netzach rechimoy dedina. Netzach rechimoy debanui l'rechimoy dedina. Yeah, I love my rules. I like when it's quiet at night. I don't want to hear noise. People don't leave the house at night. You don't bring home people that I don't approve of. You behave the way that I want. I have a lot of rules. But at the end of the day, if I have to choose between my rules and my child, Netzach rechimoy debani l'rechimoy dedina. The love that I have for my child conquers all my rules. If Hashem can do it, we can do it. And if we can do it, Hashem can do it. So we tell Hashem, learn from us, learn from you parents, how we're going to say, of course we want peace and quiet, and we want everything to be the way we want it to be. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, then we're going to say, there's one thing that I love more than my rules. I love my child. Kirachim of, like you, Abanim, Kain Terachim Hashem Aleinu. You're teaching Hashem. You're twisting Hashem's arm. That's what Reb Chaim Chernovitz said. Twisting Hashem's arm. He did it with his own son. He loved his son Kalman, who was Mechal Shabbos B'Fer Hesia. And his Chassidim said, why? Why are you loving him? He said, because I want to twist Hashem's arm and say, Hashem, if I can do it, you can do it. Right, Hashem? I have something, Hashem, that you don't have. What do we have that Hashem doesn't have? Neighbors. Hashem has no neighbors. It's a big deal to love your kids. We have neighbors. Hashem doesn't have a shviger. Hashem doesn't have a shver giving advice, and brother-in-laws and sister-in-laws, and everybody telling big deis what you should do, so you love your kids unconditionally. Big deal. We are loving our kids unconditionally, going in the street when they're not sanua, with their dogs and with everything, with all the tattoos and all the pain, right? And Hashem, we're allowed to do that. That was what Chaim Chernovitz said. That is the tefillah. Hashem, if we can do it, you can do it. That's what he said. Learn from me, and you can do that. You're big shots. You walk in Rosh HaShana, Yom Kippur, parents who are loving their kids, which are hard to love, you're walking in with power. You can be Mavatal Gzeiris, because the Gzeiris have to make sense. And you tell Hashem, no. I have no defense, actually, Your Honor. I have no defense. I know that according to the world of din, of justice, makes a lot of sense. But you're a tati. You're a father. And a parent doesn't do that to the kid. Just to be mavatal the gzeiris by the power of showing Hashem, we were mavatal our gzeiris. We went out of our midos. We broke what all the therapists told us and advised us that we should throw the kid out of the house. He's not worth even somebody, a rabbinical person told one of the parents, don't daven for your kid. Not worth your tefillah. Talk about off the derech. We have rabbis at risk. Mamish off the derech. Never heard of such a thing. Throw the kid out and don't daven. Don't look back. What? He's a Russia? Little kid. You see the kid. He's a yummy, mushy, little sweet kid. Unbelievable. We have to show Hashem, look what we're doing in spite of the difficulty and the cost, and we're not letting go of our children. That's your tefillah when you go in Rosh HaShana Yom Kippur to daven. And that's the message of Yantif. The message of Yantif is that we're not going to give up on our kids, and we're going to ask Hashem, don't give up on your kids. If we can do it, you can do it.